Good evening, everyone. It's great to have you all on board. I believe you all can hear me. Okay, so we're just going to wait for others to join, and as soon as others have joined, we can start the class immediately. Good evening, Mrs. Regina. Punctual as usual. All right, so we are taking our portion of the classes we've been taking for some time now. That's on statistics, and we are going to be taking variance and standard deviation today. That's what we are taking in tonight's class. Variance and standard deviation. Okay, so we know how things are being done. You all are expected to have your calculators. All right, you all are expected to have your calculators, and know how we do it. It's highly interactive. Statistics, highly interactive, whereby we discuss, all right, standard deviation, whereby we discuss, we interact, and ensure I carry everybody along my responsibility and along with methods and strategies, all right, that will make you comprehend, all right, as much as you can. Okay, so it's another time today with enthusiastic tutor, and basically, like I said earlier, it's a continuation of the course. Okay, it's a continuation of the course, and we are taking our bearing from the standard variance and standard deviation. So I'm just using the opportunity to wait for others to join so that they can as well, all right, prepare themselves and get started all together. So basically, it's what we have been doing, all right, before now, all right. It's just that there's a formula when it comes to variance. There's a formula when it comes to standard deviation. There's a formula, right? But basically, it is still in line with what we have been discussing. Okay, so I need you to just have your calculators close to you and have your writing materials close to you as well. And let's go straight into that. So to start with, let's take the formula. All right, let's take the formula for variance. And from there, we'll talk about the formula for standard deviation. So it's one step at a time. All right, it's one step at a time. And to start with, we're going to have, I'm just opportunity to just wait for others to join so we all can have a full house and we can actually start on the same note. Okay, Mrs. Immaculate is here. It's been a while. Sasha, Miss Regina, I think we are good to go. Others can join as we commence. So now for variance, there's a formula for it. All right. And when we talk about variance, we have a formula. All right. It's almost the same thing what we've done before. Okay. For variance, we have x raised to the power of 2. Okay. Why am I having 5 people on the stream and I have just one like? What's going on, please? Let's do all to smash the like button. All right. So we have the summation of fi. Okay. For variance, we have the summation of fi, open bracket x, I minus x. All right. This is xi. All right. The summation of x. Okay. xi minus xi. This should be x bar. All right. I think there's an error in the material here. Okay. Now, according to what we have here, okay, just a moment. Let me check that well. Okay, so it's a summation. Okay, now the one I was giving us was a different one. So it's a summation of fi. All right. Then we have the summation of fi. We have fixi raised to the power of 2. all right, minus. So it's the summation of, look at it, is the summation of, all right, summation of fi into brackets, all right, the summation of what we have as fi xi raised to the power of 2, okay, raised to the power, all right, of 2, okay, then we have it minus, are we good, minus, all right, fi, all right, minus fi xi, then we have all over, okay, all over, we have all over n, okay, into bracket n minus 1. Then we have our formula, okay, then we have our formula. And if you want to go by the books, this is my own interpretation anyway. If you want to go by the books, we have n submission f, all right, I xi 2, then we have open bracket submission fx close, all right, that's fxi into brackets close bracket 2 all over n minus n over 1, all right. So what we have here, starting from what we have in the material, but it's still the same thing with what we have here, all right, it's still the same thing. So I've done my own interpretation, I've done my own check-ins, and I sketch this, all right, into this so that we can easily comprehend. So now let's quickly take a question together, and tonight's class will not be a long one at all, because all day long the TMA portal has not been working. So now that it's working, we need time to go and attend to it, the TMA. So please, we have about 10 of us on the stream, and I'm seeing just 2 likes. That's not fair. Please, we have not smashed the like button. Do well to do that now. So now look at the data. So we have this. So I have intervals and frequency. Just 2 rows and about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. So I'm going to squeeze this in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, 6. So I have 3 to 7. I have 8 to 12. I have 13 to 17. I have 18 to 22. I have 23 to 28 to 23. All right. I have 6. I have 8. I have 16. I have 10. I have 7. I have 3. Okay. So that's our table. So we are expected to solve for variance and standard deviation. So now from this table, the first thing to do, we have our intervals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, squeezing. Since this is relevant, so I'm just going to erase this and move this here. Okay, let's just erase this. Okay, then let's see how we can have me put this somewhere here. So we can. I want everything should be solved here. Somebody just smash like button. Thank you very much for that. All right, somebody just solve smash like button. So now I have S2 equals the submission Fi into bracket submission Fi close bracket raised to the power of 2 minus Fi all over n minus 1, then we have n. Okay, so I can just erase erase this. So now that we've seen the table already, so there's no need going back and forth. Sir, your data is too tiny. Don't worry, I'm going to transfer. I'm transferring the data now. Don't worry, I'm transferring the data now. Now that we have enough space, so at least let's see what we can achieve with this. Let me stick it up a little bit so we can make the data as big. Okay, so from here we have interval. Mrs. Regina, are you there? This is immaculate. Okay, it was even Mrs. Regina that said the data are too tiny. So sorry about that, ma. I'm enlarging it. So the same data, our intervals. Intervals. All right. Our interval. Mrs. Regina, I hope it's better now. Is it better now? Is it better now? Oh, awesome. Awesome. Very well then. Okay. Okay, very well then. So let's continue. So we have 3 to 7, we have 8 to 12, 8 to 12. Okay. We have 13 to 17. 13 to 17. Okay. We have 18 to 22. 18 to 22. Then we have 23 to 27. Also, we have 28 to 20, 28 to 29. Okay, so we have that as that. And probably we can just leave one column, one of this, almost stuff here for the total. Okay, so from here, we move to the next thing. We know what to do next. All right, our class mark. Class mark. A class mark is usually XI. So we know what to do. So can we start? What's our XI for this interval? We are statisticians. What is the XI for the first interval? Whereby we have 7, 3, and 7. Our first interval. What's our first interval? Are we there? Mr. Alfred said 3.5. Mr. Alfred, how is that? First, I must say it's good to have Alfred on the stream. I'm not sure I've seen you in the live class this semester. First, I must say welcome, sir. It's good to have you on stream. Mr. Alfred is one of our very own person, very consistent, but he works small from the, he doesn't like to be seen, doesn't like to be known. But today I'm calling him out. Welcome, sir. All right. So, but your answer seems not to be correct. Don't worry. There's no need to stress. We'll definitely work through that together. Mrs. Regina, what's our class interval for this, please? Mrs. Bank Sweet, are you all there? Okay, Mrs. Immaculate already said 5. Okay. Mrs. Immaculate already said 5. Awesome, awesome. I can see some other persons as well. Not better versus Mrs. Tasha all said 5. Yes. Mr. Alfred, I don't know why Regina is not saying anything. That's unusual. All right. So now, how did we get our class interval xi? Our class interval xi simply means the class interval Class mark is xi. So class interval, we are expected to do 3 plus 7. That is 10. All right. Then you divide this by 2. Then you have 5. And that's how we got our xi for this class interval. Mr. Alfred, do you understand now, sir? Do you now understand why Mrs. Stasha, Miss Immaculate, and the like said 5? Okay, so now let's just continue. So we have 5. So please, we can start solving for the rest. Thank you very much for the confirmation. Awesome, awesome. Yes, yes. Let's keep the answer going. We are not supposed to even spend 1 minute on this. I mean, we've passed this level. We've passed this level a lot. We've gone farther and all this we are doing. So we should not hesitate. We should not delay on providing answers. All right? Let's not delay on providing answers. Yes, awesome. 20, yes, 20. Yes, let's keep the answers coming in. Let's keep the answers coming in. Okay. Let's keep the answers awesome. 25. 25, yes, 25. Awesome. Let's keep the answers coming in. The next one, please. And we can move to something else, all right, without further ado. Mrs. Deborah Olamide, you came late too. You're not supposed to come late to this class, man. This is your first time, and we've gone far already. This 18 minutes past. You are just joining the class 18 minutes past, man. That was not impressive. Please work on that. Okay? Please work on that, man. Yes, so we have 30. Good, good, good. So now, we already have in our table, you have been here since. Oh, sorry about that, man. You can be on the stream and you're not talking. I don't know. I don't even know you are there. It's only when you say hello, good evening, and it's expected of everybody when you join the stream to say acknowledge your presence. I can always ensure you are with me. I can always call you in case you're active. Yes, thank you very much for that anyway. So now we have this already. So the next thing on the table should be our what? What should be the next thing on the table? Okay, what should be the next thing on the table? Awesome, yes. Frequency. And the good thing is that we have been given our frequency already from the table I sketched from the onset. All right, but with F, I'll just say Fi. All right, we already have our frequency already from the question. The question given to us, there was a table. So we are given class interval and frequency. So I'm just going to copy out the frequencies. All right, so we have 6, we have 8, we have 16, we have 10, we have 7, we have 3. So what are we supposed to do to the frequency? What do we usually do to frequency? What do we usually do? What do we usually do to frequency, please? What do we usually do to frequency? Yes, Mr. Alfred said, wonderful. We are all on point. Very well, very well. I can see we are following. Yeah, so to frequency, we add all these values, all this data. Then we note. So what's the data? What's the summation of everything? What is the summation of everything? Yes, awesome, awesome. Wonderful. Wonderful. 50. Yes, we are doing a great job. We are doing a wonderful job tonight. And I'm so happy because I can see we are catching up. Yes. We have 50. That is it. 50 is the correct. We have on our table class interval, we have x, we have xi. Can anybody tell me the thing we are supposed to have here? Can anybody tell me the next thing we are supposed to have here? What is the next thing we are supposed to have? What is the next thing we are expected to have? All right. Wonderful. Somebody said FIXI. Wonderful. Somebody also said FI multiplied by XI. Wonderful. I so much love that. Mrs. Regina, do you agree? Mrs. Regina, do you agree? That's ma. Mrs. Bankswitch, you have not said something. Okay, Mrs. Bankswitch already said something. Alfred, do you agree to that? Mrs. Deborah, okay, this is your first class, so you might not really know note much, so I wouldn't pester you. Mrs. Immaculate, Miss Tasha, okay, very well then. Okay, very well then. Now, very well then, yes. We are expected to have FI, XI, okay? FI, XI. Now, you might be wondering why FI, XI? You might be wondering. Don't forget in our formula, we have something that looks like that. All right, in our formula, we have been able to solve for FI, but we are yet to solve for this. All right, raised to the power of 2. All right, but basically, let's solve for this. All right, we'll get to find out what is n as well. Okay, but for Fi, we already have our Fi. So to get Fi, Xi, which we have here and here, we already have our X, we already have our F. We're expected to multiply these two. Oh, why did I say that? I'm not supposed to have said that. So let's the answers. I've already given us Expo. So Fixi simply means Fi multiplied by Xi. So let the answer start rolling in, please. Okay. So let the answer start rolling in. Drum rolling for answers. Please, if you're on the stream and you have not smashed like button, please do well to do that. Please do well to do that. Okay. Let the answer start rolling in. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much, everyone. I can see we are really doing so well. Mr. Alfred, are you with us? Mrs. Deborah. Mrs. Deborah, are you getting it? Mrs. Deborah, are you there? Are you getting it, ma'am? I know it's your first time. I have a lot of catching up to do. I can understand that. So we have 30, we have 80. Wonderful. Thank you for confirming that, ma'am. Wonderful. It means so much to me. Thank you for confirming that. You know, like Telegram, where I can be sure you are with me because I can hear the sound of your voice. But on YouTube here, we get to interact only through text. All right. So when I ask questions, when I call, I expect us to respond. When we respond, it makes my heart beat, knowing fully well that yes, you are with me. All right. But 200. How? Okay. Okay. Awesome. Yes. Thank you very much for that. You are doing a great job. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yes. So I have after 80, I have 240, I have 200. Wonderful. Then the next one is what? Wonderful. Yes. 175. Awesome. Awesome. 175. Then the next one will be wonderful. Wonderful. I once told somebody in the class that one of the best class I love and I enjoy doing the most is mathematics. All right, because you get to see people responding. If it was just the regular kind of class, I do most of all the talking, and you have people hardly say something. But in mathematics or statistics class is a bit different. You see, people are very, very active, and it encourages me to do more. All right. Yes. And lastly, so now we have this already. So we have submission of FIXI. So we need the submission of all this. So what was the submission of all that? So what was the submission? We need the submission data. What was the submission of all the data? Please, we can. Oh, awesome. Oh, please, I need to get some. I feel dehydrated. These days. I need to quickly get some water. Please just permit me a moment. Thank you, Jesus. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes. Mr. How did you arrive at 735? Please, I would implore you to go through it again. Please, please go through it again, sir. The answer should be 1815. You know, there's one thing I keep saying about statistics. Statistics is not so much of a mathematics kind of thing. But with statistics, if you miss one step, you will miss it all. That's how terrible it is. It's just almost thing like accounting. If you post detail to the wrong accounts, your trial balance will never be balanced. It's not possible. You now begin to create a suspense account pending when your trial balance will be balanced. The same thing with statistics, but in statistics, no suspense account. If you miss, let's say for example now, if we take a wrong step here, it will affect our FIXI raised to power of 2. It will affect it. Okay, so we need to get it right. Yes, thank you very much for that, Mr. Alfred. Mr. Alfred has also confirmed that it is 815. Okay, yes. So now, if you notice, we are going to do something a little bit different. We are going to do something a little bit different, which is, all right, from the ones we have been doing, we've not done it before, but we are dealing with variance, and variance has this, all right, raised to power. All right, if it was just like the one we've done before, we don't do FIXI raised to the power of 2. But when it comes to variance, we need to do that. That is what sets variance apart from the rest. Sir, can we check our intervals for 28 to 29? 28 to 29. Okay, let's check. 28 to 29. What do we have? Let me check, please. Okay, Miss Deborah is also asking a question. 28 to 28 plus 9, 57 divided by. Okay, yes, you are right, ma'am. Okay, now Mrs. Regina has a point there. 28 plus 29. 28 plus 29 gives us 58. And if you divide 58 by 2, you're having, Mrs. Regina, are you with us? 28. 28 plus 29. 28 plus 29 gives us 57. 57 divided by 2. That's 28.5. Okay? I think there's an issue. Thank you for drawing our attention. Okay, just a moment, please. Maybe I was actually what I give out the wrong start data. Just a moment. 28. Then we have 29. That's 67 divided by 2. Okay, divided by 2. So now let's try 28 plus 23. All right, 28 plus 23. That's 51. Then divided by 2. Okay, still the same thing. So now, okay, 7. So this is supposed to be 31. Now let's look at something. That's 28 plus 30. All right. So now, if you look at the process, let's consider the process. Look at it here. Look at all the information we have. Now we have 3. When you move 3 from 7, you are left with 4. All right. When you move, all right, 12 minus 8, you are left with 4. So now, so we are expected to have 28 plus 4. So this is supposed to be 32. Supposed to be 32. Okay. So now we now have 28 plus 32. That gives us 60. You know why I said I think there's a bit of issue with this? When you remove this from, when you have 7 and you remove 3, look at the interval between all of these guys, all this data, all right, is 4. So for us to have what we have here is wrong. All right. So it should have been 32. Then you can now confirm that 4 is what we have here. Thank you very much. I so much love people that are very observant. Thank you for that observation. You are thank you very much for that one. So now let's continue. So yes, thank you for that, Mrs. Deborah. So now let's just see how we can squeeze things here. So the last one we have here now, according to what we have here in the formula, is FIXI square. Okay, so FIXI square is what we have now. So now let's by FIXI square, we are simply saying 30 raised to the power of 2, 80 raised to the power of 2. So what's our answer, please? Let's get our I said we need our calculator. So what is 30 raised to the power of 2? Is anybody helping us the answer? Is anybody helping us the answer? What is FIXI raised to the power of 2? Okay. So let's keep the answers coming. Let's keep the answers coming. Let's keep the answers coming. Okay. Let's keep the answers coming. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's keep them popping in. Okay. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Yes. Now, I want us to arrange all the answers so we can just write them all out without wasting much time. All right. Okay. Okay. Now, yes, let's keep the answers coming. Okay. Now, according to what I have here, there's a little bit of discrepancies. There's a little bit of discrepancies, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right. Now, if we are to do Fi Xi raised power of 2, we are absolutely correct. All right. We are absolutely correct. But we'll not be going through that route. Okay. We will not be going through that route. What we'll be doing, all right, what we'll be doing will be a little bit different. We're not going to go through that route in the sense that what we are going to be doing now will be Fi, all right, multiplied by F. Now, this is what we're going to be doing. Do this yet. This is what we're going to do. We're going to be doing Fi multiply by Fi into brackets Fi Xi. Okay, this is what we are going to be doing before we get to this. Okay, this is what we're going to be doing before we get to that. Nevertheless, all the answers we provided were points. Okay, But according to what we have here, it's a little bit, all right, different. Okay. So what we need to do now is the multiplication of fi multiplied by fixi. So what should we have now? What should we get here? Okay. What are we expected to have here? Are we together? Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. So this is what we work with. Wonderful. Wonderful. So we're not going to do this now. We're not going to acknowledge this now. Sure, we will. All right, as we progress in the course of this class. So please, for this, we're having fi multiplied by fixi. Okay, and from that we're having 180. The board is not clear again. Mrs. Deborah, I think you need to improve your video quality. How do you improve your video quality? Tap on the screen, you find the cog icon. That cog icon is what we call settings icon here. You tap on that setting icon, you check video quality. From video quality, you find default. Default is 144p. That's what YouTube keeps it. 144p, which is default to save your data. But if you want better quality experience, like I usually say, classes like this, you can use default to stream them. It has to be at least 250 or 350 and above, so you can get it crystal clear. Mr. Alfred, are you there? Mrs. Regina, are you there? Miss Banks, okay, Miss Banks already said something. So the next one will be, what will be the next answer? Please, let's keep the answers coming. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Yes, 640. Awesome. We have 640. Okay. Wonderful. Well, so what's the next one? Okay. Yes, wonderful. I think Mr. Alfred mistakenly tapped too much on the pad. That was why we are getting that answer from him. Yes, 3,840. Yes, wonderful. What about the next one? Okay, what about the next one? What do we have for the next one? Okay, what do we have for the next one? Yes. Miss Regina said 2,000. Okay, 2,000. I think I need to check myself. We're having some discrepancies here. That should be 2,000, of course. Should be 2,000. Yes. Yes, 2,000. Mrs. Tasha, how did you 4,000? Okay, so let's the next one, please. 7 multiplied by 175. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. And we have the next one. So we have Yes, 270, and we have 70. We have the other one was 1225. 1225. Okay, so we have that as that. So now, please let's calculate this, please. What's the final answer? Let's calculate that, please. Okay, what's our final answer, please? What's our final answer, please? Okay, what's our answer for that? Yes, 8 1. All right. Now, for our formula, we cannot interpret our formula, whereby we have, okay, whereby we have the summation of fi, which is 50, into brackets, summation of fi square, all right, 815, all right, we have square, okay, and we have minus fixi, which is 8155, okay. Then we have our n is 50, all right, 50 minus 1. I believe you can see the board. Let me adjust this camera. Uh-huh. Can we see the board? The network is pretty unstable, but can we see the board? If it gets blurry at any time, just improve your video quality. Okay, just improve your video quality. So we can also. So let's open this bracket. All right. Let's open this bracket. Let's use 50 to open this bracket. What are we having? Or either ways, let's use 50 and open the bracket. What do we have? That's 50 multiplied by 815. That's 40,000. That should be 40. All right, 750. Okay, minus 8155. All over, we have 50, we have 49. Yes, thank you very much for that. 40, 750, Yes, 4750 also. So from here, we can do the rest. This should be giving us 1.66 million. 1,066,000. We have to do this. Raised to the power of 2. Are we having the same answer? So we have to minus, yes, awesome. So let's minus from, let's minus 8,155 from that. That's just a fragment, That's a fragment. Okay. Yes, thank you very much. So we have 1.6 million. Okay. 54554. Okay. 345. All over. So if you have to open these brackets, 5049. 50 multiplied by 49 should give us 2,450. Okay. Are we all on the same page? Please, let's use our calculator. Let's be on the same page, please. Awesome. So let's divide this. So let's divide that. Let's see what we have. That's 1,666,544 naira. All right. That's 1.60. That's 1,660,000. Right. This is almost a billion, if I'm not mistaken. Because we're having about how many digits here? About 10 digits. Okay. So let's just have it divided. That's 4. Yeah, I think I need to erase this. So I can start all over again. So I have 166. All right. And 554. Then 345. Then I divide it by 2,450. So I should be having this. So I should be having, let's just erase this. So I should be having for this division, okay. So now I should be having something that looks like this. That's a 677,770. Okay, it's actually 777. 777. Since this is not up to 5, I have 0.28. If I should approximate 8 to 1, 1 is up to 5. So just leave it at this. All right. So now, this is for our variance. 677. So now, for our standard deviation, is the square root of what we get for variance. All right, is what we have as our standard deviation. Mrs. Regina, there's a point. There's a it's in decimal. Mrs. Regina, it's in decimal. Please note that. So it's what we have for our variance. Of it, that is for our standard deviation. So what is the square root of what we have for our variance? What's the square root? So what's the square root of what we have for variance? I'm trying to get I might need to use my scientific calculator online. All right. So let me just get out in scientific calculator online so I can get that figure. So it's just the formula. It's just the formula we are following, and the formula has helped us arrive at the table. So I have okay, I think I have it here. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in. Okay, I think I'm going to reload. That's one thing with all these online calculators. Okay, I just have to paste this in first. Okay, let me get my data. Please let's respond. We are no longer seeing anything. What's going on? We are done with tonight's class, so don't get it all twisted up. Let's respond. Let's respond. Don't get it all twisted up. But I just copied something now. Just a moment. Trying to get the information to my scientific. Okay, there's a country A and country C. And I come here and I do a control V, control V. Okay, it's not working. So I guess I'm just going to copy this out. It's getting tougher. Yes, I said it's Mrs. Regina. I said as we progress, it will get tougher. And we are here to do kurtosis and skillness. Get tougher, man. You can say that again. I have not even received our. So what's going on? The assignment I gave us in the last class. What's going on? I've not received the assignment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's 6. I've not received the assignment. What's the problem? So now look at it. It says um, what we're having here is something like okay, something like this. So we're having here. So now we're having the answer should be awesome 26 3. Yes, that is that. And we are done for tonight. As you can see, we are done for tonight's class. All right, it's actually a decimal. Let's just observe the decimal. This is point. Let's observe. I should explain. Okay, it's not a problem. So it's not a problem. So the decimal, let's just this is 2.28. We have points. Okay, 4141. Now it's a game of numbers. We did all we got to do following the formula. We arrived at this 67,777. All right, and the formula for standard deviation is the variance, is the square root of the variance. So these are our variance. You do a square root. If you don't have, if your phone does not, if you're using your regular smartphone, you might not be able to get a square root option on the calculator. So you might need to just go to Google and do online scientific calculator. Then you can do the square root of this. All right. So I'm just going to add 0.28 here. Let's observe the decimal. Okay. So 0.28, the square root of this gives us this. All right. So explain Fi. So, okay, Fi. Yes, that's the frequency, man. There was a table. You said you have been with us from the beginning. There was a table like the question, the statistics we got from the question. We're giving interval and frequency from the table. From the table, we have that. So I want to quickly, let's quickly do these assignments. I'm just going to give us this assignment very quickly. The other assignment I give us on permutation and combination. Nobody has submitted. Even Mr. Gina has not submitted. What's the problem? Permutation and combination came out well in the TMA. That's an expo for us. So we have frequency. Mrs. Deborah, if you don't understand, go and watch from the beginning of the class. Okay? So I'm just going to erase all of this. Let's use mine. Just going to use, let me just use it. So I'm just going to do this very quickly. So I have an assignment. My new marker is feeding already. Interesting. So this is not going to be much. I'm just going to probably 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I have 30 to 40, 40, 41 to. So let me do. Yeah, 30 to 40. Yeah, 50 to 60. 50 to 60. All right. 70 to 80. 90 to 100. 110 to 120. Okay. So I have so for the frequency, I have 8, I have 3, I have 2, I have 4, I have 5. So we know how we do it. Put in the as soon as you are done, snap it and send it to the class. Thank you very much, everyone. Please, I know you might not get it at once, especially for those of you who have not been following before now. Revisit this video and go through it again. And for the previous videos, for those of us who are having challenges following up with the previous videos, you need to become a member. Get our membership badge. I think we have at least we have 1,000 naira and it covers for the months. Get it so you can have access to the past videos right there on YouTube. All right. So and I would also like to inform us that we have a private class where we walk you through all your classes without leaving any stone unturned. All right. You need to reach out to us on our official website, which is www.tutorial.net. You can use the WhatsApp button in the top right corner. You smash it, it takes you directly to our DM, and you can make your inquiries. And we've been sending out practice questions already. If you're not getting it, do not reach out to me. We have been sending practice questions out. I sent about 5 of them out yesterday. All right. And we are going to be sending more as more questions up. We have more questions. We'll upload more questions so that we all can use all these things to benefit from this all these resources. And our exam practice question, exam keynotes, very important. All right. You don't want to miss it. Very, very important. We are not giving undergraduates, we are not giving CBT their keynotes for now. We're only giving pen and paper because they're starting the exam tomorrow. So please don't panic. It's to be available as soon as possible. You have a wonderful evening and bye for now.